So we are out today doing our first YouTube macro walk. We're going to take you around this new location that we found. It's got great biodiversity. It's a great little walk for the family, and the car park is also free. Well, what we are going to do first is we're going to come round, because just there, as you saw on my last video, is where we have some nursery web spiders, and I'm going to show you a technique you can do for photographing skittish subjects when you're out in the wild. The equipment I'm going to be using for this video is the OM1 MK2 with the M.Zuiko 90mm macro lens, Godox V863 and the Cygnustech diffuser. I've already taken the photo. These are nursery web spiders and they are all over . Thought I saw a jumping spider then, but it's not. The spiders are all over this area here. They're all in this dead leaf and undergrowth. However, they move fast, very fast. Now, the chances of me being able to get down on the floor and taking a picture of a nursery web spider while it's awake in midday is very, very slim. So what I want you to do is, I don't want you to be discouraged when you're going out and not being able to get a picture. I'm going to show you some tips for getting these nursery web spiders. What we're going to do is we are going to put our camera down and we want to look at the undergrowth here, the dead leaves. We want to pick up a nice leaf that's fairly long. And what we want to do is, when we find a nursery web spider that's running along, we're going to place the leaf down and allow the spider to go onto the leaf. Now obviously I don't have a spider on here because I can't manage the spider, photograph it and present and teach you at the same time. So we're going to pretend there's a spider on the leaf. And what you do is the same technique I've taught in the studio when working with jumping spiders. As the spider's running around, we're going to turn the leaf over and allow the spider to just carry on running around, and eventually he's going to stay still. When he stays still, we can pick up our camera and we can take a shot. You have different choices that you can have for backgrounds depending on your camera settings. Now I'm at 1/100th on the shutter speed and f14. That will allow a little bit of ambient lighting, which means we can change the colour of the background. If you have your leaf facing down towards the ground, you're going to get the same colour that's in the background. Some people like that. I particularly like that because it creates a kind of a seamless background. If the spider falls off the leaf, they generally put down a little bit of a reb and they come off. You can easily see where the spider lands. You can scoop him back up again. The other technique you can do is to hold it up to the sky. So you're going to be like this. Okay, this will give you a blue background. However, if the spider comes off the leaf, it could land on your camera, it could go down onto the ground. It's not going to hurt itself, so you're okay in that aspect, but you might lose it. So these spiders are very well camouflaged. Another technique we can do is use a background card, as you can see here in this footage of my mobile macro studio. The downside of that particular technique is you're very limited on manoeuvring the leaf for the spider. So most likely you've probably got a few seconds before the spider realises it can just jump off and it's gone. But those are some quick tips for photographing quick subjects out in the wild. And my favourite technique at the moment is just to simply pick up the leaf, rotate it with the subject on and take some shots. And here are the shots from that particular technique. Oh, got ants on a leaf. This is one of the most difficult things about having a diffuser, is getting it stuck into the bush. Got a nice little ant on there. Yeah, as long as the eyes are in focus, you know. But I tend to find that on this setup, when you're doing the spray and pray, 1/100th of a second on your shutter, f14 and power of 16 at ISO 200 is pretty good. But as the sun comes out, we do need to increase our shutter speed whenever possible. Why do they always land on the arm that I use for the camera? Do you know what I mean? Why come and land on this arm? Has he landed on you? He's landed on you now. Let's see what else we can find. This place is absolutely teeming with insects and life. Getting a shot of it though, that's something else. Yeah, I can't get a good shot of him. See, yeah, I'm not going to get a good shot of him, but I'm not going to poke him and try and get him into a position, just leave him. There's plenty of other things to photograph. 3 subjects so far, and the car park's only just there. Oh, so just pick me on
probably just a bit minor.
It's the downside of being a macro photographer. You know, you're out wanting to take pictures of insects, the insects are out wanting dinner. I don't think anybody would be interested in taking a photo of an aphid, would they? Great for practice though. So if you do want to practice your macro photography, just find some aphids on a tree. I'm looking for more interesting subjects. So one of the hardest parts of macro photography is actually seeing an image. You know, I mean, it's all good and fun just getting your macro lens out and taking a picture. But you've got to see an image. So quite often you'll see me looking for the viewfinder and not taking pictures because I'm looking to see what there is. Just sometimes you just don't see nothing, and then other times you've got lots of things you can photograph. But just because you photograph something doesn't necessarily mean you'll get a good image. You've got to work it a little bit, you know. Composition, storytelling as well. If your subject's doing something particularly interesting, that can make it for a good image. Otherwise, you're just getting snapshots, which is okay for social media, I suppose. So I went for a more artistic shot there, rather than getting right up in its face and doing like a portrait, which, to be honest with you, I'm starting to get a little bit bored of. We'll see how it turns out. We're not going to know till we get back in the studio. You see, the portrait ones, like the ones I'm showing you now, they're the specialist type of shots where I pre-plan or go out to a location, find the subject, spend a considerable amount of time that most people probably wouldn't spend setting up the shot to get that shot. But that's a portfolio shot. These type of walkarounds, we're just going to see what we can find and photograph it, but not necessarily as a portrait, but more of I don't want to use the word snapshot, but more of just having fun, because it's our first walk out this year. We just want to have fun. So there's a nice little clearing here with bluebells, so we might find something to photograph. There was something here the other day when we came down. Looks like they've been trampled though, don't it? There's a nursery web spider. Well, we've already done that today, so I don't want another picture of one of them, do we? You see him here, look? He's gone under there, see? Well, you know, well, I don't know if it is a nursery web spider, come to think of it. Having a look at it now. Could be something else. Well, he's too active to even think about photographing. The other thing I want to talk about is just basically slowing down, just sit or kneel next to a nice area and just see if anything turns up. A lot of the time it doesn't, but those odd occasions something does turn up. So yeah, slow down, take your time. More importantly, have fun. Of course, if you like photographing flowers, you'll be photographing the bluebells. I don't particularly like photographing flowers much, unless there's a water droplet on it, of course. That's more like it for macro. So this field that we found here, actually we found it the other day, and it wasn't found, it was shown to us. So this field's going to be great for macro. We've got 2 tracks, one that way, one that way. We've got all the dandelion flowers that are in the middle that we can go. We've got the hedges that we can go down. We're going to find all kinds of different stuff in here. So let's go and have a look at what we can find. Right, so typically when I find an area like this, I'm going to take my bag off. We're going to dump the bag. And we're going to have a wander around. Got lots of dandelion clocks. So if you like dandelion clocks, you're going to love this place. What have we got here? Spider. No? What is that? That looks like either a newly hatched fly or he's damaged his wing because he can't fly. Took my eye off him for 2 seconds and he's gone. Oh, there he is. Right, I've got to go slow. Yeah, he's just jumped off. Oh, it's a nice picture of a dandelion. Let's have a look at that. There you go. Yeah, he won't last very long, will he? He's right there. Looks like damaged wings or something, so that was just hatched. If it is damaged wings, he ain't going to last very long, is he? Look for some bags in one. There's so much activity in this field. I'm going to have a look at what's over in this bunch of flowers over here. So I'm going to use my flip out screen to get this shot. Ignore people online that basically say you're not a professional if you use the back of the screen or anything like that. They're just full of horse shit. If you want to get low down like I am here, then just flip out the back of the screen. Get my camera down low, focus using autofocus, which works great on the OM system cameras, and just get the shot you want. These tools are here to make photography more fun. If you're going to go out and get frustrated, there's no point in even going out, is there? So, if you've got a tool that allows you to get the shot easier and more fun, then use it. So, ignore the internet hate and the trolls and just have fun. I'm going to spend a few hours now. I'm going to go around this field and see what I can photograph. I'm going to show you those pictures now. All of these pictures have been edited in Lightroom using my macro presets. And it's like I said in some of my other videos, when we go out and about in the middle of the day, it's nothing to do with capturing portfolio images. It's all to do with getting out and having fun. See, photography is fun. If you're not having fun while doing your photography, then you need to find something else to do, because the primary reason to do it is fun. That's where I'm going to leave this macro walk. I want to thank you for getting to the end of this video, and I'll see you on the next one.